Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a guest video from Salty Welty in the Dois Custom. I like the Dois Custom. It's a good suit. Well, it's a good design. I like it. It definitely has potential, and from what Salty was saying, this round went pretty well for him. But also, it could definitely use some buffs. Salty has nominated it for the Buffs We'd Like to See series, and also suggested, and I think it's a great idea, to ask if you were going to buff the Dowas Custom, what would you do to it? Because we tend to just kind of brainstorm things before the video and the like, but definitely other perspectives always welcome. Dowas Custom has a good tool set. I like what it can do. It has the beam bazooka, which is not charging and stuns on contact. Has a good downswing, but like most Dom type suits, anything that hovers, the momentum of the suit does affect the momentum of the downswing, which I believe, since this is in my second take, you'll see in a little bit. And also has jamming grenades, which I really like those. I like all the AoE weapons. They're just they're fun to use. They can do unexpected things for you and just get a lot of good damage in. So see, that is the Jimkai Shadows down, the weapons rack. There is no standard Jimkai Shadows yet, but I'm sure there will be eventually, because why make a distinction if there's no reason for it? Good stun there. And yeah, the chest beam is a scatter beam. It can stun if enough of the beams connect. And yeah, here comes a Gundam Alex. Yeah, and there's a case of the downswing not having as much travel as Salty was hoping, because that momentum thing. The words. Yeah, there's a bunch of different suits that suffer from that. The Dom Tropical being a major one, because it has functionally the easy 8 downswing, but if you are drifting backwards or hold back too long getting your downswing ready, it loses its momentum. So you have to really be sharp on that command to make sure you get the distance you want. Yeah, once you're on the ground and surrounded by like 4 or 5 people, it's a bad time. So yeah, so far not too bad. At least got one thing already. Team's down a little bit, but there's 5 minutes to remedy that. And the pollen here has been horrible, and I'm just... head hurts. Thinking's always a problem, but apparently from what I've been reading, yeah, years of like stress and distress can kind of do that to you. So yeah, it's been 3 years since my mom passed, but I'm still cooked. Being a caregiver for 17 years is a hard thing. Shout out to all the people out there doing that. It is incredibly hard to do, but somebody's got to do it. Anyway, yeah, I like the jamming grenades. I like all the special grenades, especially the AoE ones. Like I said, it's a fun thing to have on hand. I still think that Super Napalm should either get the chain explosion effect or the incendiary effect, because there's not a lot of reason for it not to have it. The reason it doesn't have it functionally is because those effects didn't exist in the game when the Super Napalm launcher was added. But also, I don't really feel like the Gundam needs any more tricks at this point, so even if they are, canonical tricks. So I'm good on waiting on that for a while. Okay. Oh yeah, it does have Vulcans. Well, there's Vulcans. Yeah, supposedly, as I recall, the Dowas Custom is kind of the last in the Dom line. It's the kind of supposed to be the missing link between the Dom series and the Rick DS, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a good design. I do sometimes still think it is absolutely silly the way that Gundam in particular pretty much has to come up with an entire new mobile suit for every tiny iteration of design change between one mobile suit and another. You know, Rick DS clearly influenced by the Dom, so it's so there's going to be a Dom for every change between that and this. So it's just a thing when your series runs this long and thrives on new robots, you're gonna come up with new ways to cram in more robots. Hey, G-Line, standard armor. Yeah, standard armor is green. Okay, yeah. So it's getting a little bit hairy out here. Getting it's again. I feel like the enemy team here is pretty well coordinated. So that means that, yeah, as you can see, Salty's team a little bit spread out here. They're probably all fighting things in different places too. Person at A got taken down. And yeah, looks like 3 is trying to protect a point, so that's a good place to jump in. And there is Isaac, Rob. Oh man, yeah, I had a headache so bad the other day that I got nauseous trying to lay down because the pressure on the back of my head was just too much. Sinuses are not worth the effort. But okay, yeah, they're keeping pretty even the whole time. That is a G4 trying to charge its mega beam launcher, which is not great. I think it tagged Salty because that was about a third of his health bar, and a heavy stagger. So, okay, it's got a possible in on that Alex. There we go, and there's the downswing. Damage took, even if the knockdown didn't. That's not a terrible position to be in. But yeah, okay, good use of the spacing there. I talk a lot about how spacing is important to know, but yeah, being off to the side like that with the downswing means it's a little bit harder to deal with if you're the enemy pilot. Definitely gave a little bit of an edge. I see somebody is bombing the enemy base, and around this close where your team's already disorganized, I feel like that's a fair shake. Again, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes when the right time is to do these things. Right, and there's the weapons rack shadows, which, oh yeah, and the neutral is a nice lunge. I like the linear attacks because it's much harder to hit allies with them, which can be a huge problem. Okay, yeah, that is a G-line standard. All right, bomb went off. That's about a 2,000 point lead with 10 seconds to go. That is a good position to be in. And Salty's going to jump back in with a couple of seconds and not really enough time to do anything. But that is the round. So yeah, that did it. And we will get a look at final stats in a moment. But yeah, like I said, I like the design. You can see where it kind of connects to the Rick DS and the chest shape. Salty did 80,000 damage with that, 3 and 3. So yeah, if you were going to buff the Dowas, what would you like to see done to it? At any rate, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. So yeah, shout out to Salty for getting me something to run today. I really do appreciate it. And for tomorrow, I think that we are going to do something a little bit special.